am fed up with my Google Pixel Fold and Google and the fact that, well, Android 14 has been out for a month and it is still not available for my phone. Now, I understand that the Android 14 has gone out to some Pixel phones. I have an unlocked Pixel 7 Pro, it has Android 14. I have an unlocked Pixel 6, it has Android 14. I have still been checking almost every day for a month and on my Pixel Fold, but out. Still nothing. Your system is up to date, Android 13, September 1st. So, yeah, it's annoying. And I know there's some other folks out there who are in the same boat as me who have not been able to get their update for their phone yet. And it's like, why is this an issue? And I'm going to say this probably more times in the future, but Google needs to adopt the same sort of update policy that Apple does. They need to bypass and not deal with the carriers and just send the updates straight out to the phones. That is where they need to go, especially since Google makes Android and then they make the Pixel phones, so it would make sense that they would just send things directly to the phone. But no, it doesn't work that way. So sometimes you have these update issues with T-Mobile where they might be a month or two behind, or then AT&T might be a month or two behind. And we've had that happen throughout the last couple of years, especially since we jumped over to the Tensor chip. Earlier in the year, it was T-Mobile. And people are like, yep, it's January, I'm still on the November patch. Or when it came later to AT&T, it was like, yep, it's April, I'm still on the February patch, or I'm on the June patch. And you just have this discombobulated experience where really I think people expect more, and they should expect more. Because you pay a lot of money for these phones. Google makes the hardware, they make the software, so why can't they just directly push these things out? And it happens every time there's an update. I get comments for weeks. I still don't have it. I still don't have it. I'm using this phone on this carrier, etc., etc. And I think that we need to move beyond that. We're almost in the year 2024. Google has promised us this better cohesive experience between the hardware and the software because, well, they have the chip. It's optimized for it. We have these new phones. And I think they should be able to get these updates out, one, in a more timely manner, but two, also get them to us in a more efficient manner. And of course, they abandoned their way of doing business for the longest time. For the longest time, it was basically, okay, first Monday of the month, that's when we get the new patch, that's when we get the new updates, and they just haven't stuck to that. So they finally came out and said, like a month or two ago, we're not doing that anymore. We'll put it out whenever it's ready, and that's fine. But people don't know when to expect the update anymore. And that was one nice thing about the Pixels. First Monday of the month was Pixel Day. And you're like, okay, what's the new update? What's the new fixes? What's the new features? And we didn't even get the quarterly feature drop this last year. So we're supposed to get quarterly feature drops every quarter. And we got one in June, and then we didn't get one in September because they were supposed to push out Android 14 in September, and then they realized there was some sort of critical security issue, at least from what I was told, what I heard secondhand, and that caused them to push it back till October when we had the release. So what happened? We didn't get the feature drop. So the feature drop was going to be Android. Of course, it was Android. So if you want to count that, then we got it in October. So that means we got it a month late. So Google does not have a good reputation or trustworthiness, I think, whenever it comes to reliability for, one, making the updates, two, getting them out on time, and then three, making sure all that the phones get them. And if you're going to send them out, you should stinking send it out to your $1,800 phone first. Why is the $1,800 phone that I'm holding from Google a month later still not have the Android 14 update? I would really like it because Android 13, as good as it was, wasn't that great. And then this, of course, still has the Tensor G2 in it, which doesn't have good battery life, has heat issues. There have been a lot of fixes when it comes to Android 14. I've heard a lot of great things from people who have Android 14 on the Pixel Fold saying, oh my gosh, it's fixed it, it's made the battery life better, it's fixed the heat issues, it's fixed the standby idle time, burning up battery, etc., etc. Like, there's a lot of things that it's supposed to have fixed. So I've been sitting here going, all right, I want to put my SIM card back in this, I want to test it out, I want to start using this again, and oh, by the way, it's been a month and we still don't have Android 14. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully, as soon as we're in November now. Hopefully, as soon as the November patch comes out, then we can go ahead and get that. But it's just one of those things where I would like it. Again, like I said, I've been checking almost on a near daily basis, and like actually, mine still has September. So even though it's Android 13, because they moved to Android 14, mine is 2 months out of whack. that just dawned on me while I was recording this because I saw the September date. So yeah, we're in November now. My Google Pixel Fold that costs $1,800, 2 months removed from being up to date on security patches, no quarterly feature drop, no Android 14. So yeah, it's a little frustrating whenever I pay all this much money, I get this big, expensive, premium Google phone, and then I get this big, not so premium, expensive turd of an experience when it comes to the software department. So hopefully that will get rectified here very soon, but they need to get things rectified. They need to establish some consistency, and they need to adopt the Apple model and push things out to everybody all at once, so that way everybody's on the same page, nobody's waiting, and they need to bypass the carriers to get that done. How they do that, I don't know. Maybe it's in a contract, maybe it's somewhere, maybe somebody who knows better than I can enlighten everybody and talk about it in the comment section, but that's the model they need to adopt. To have the premier, best Android experience across the board, period, that's what they need to do, and they need to do that soon, especially because they've got so many phones out there, and we're moving to basically an all Tensor platform very, very soon because we're whittling out the last of the Snapdragon phones and products. And yeah, 2 months out of date, not cool, Google. So that's all I've got in this video. If you're in the same boat, if you've got thoughts, concerns, or had issues yourself, I'd love to hear it. Sound off in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, if you found this helpful, if you like listening to me rant, then please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.